Well, hello guys, welcome back. I'm going to talk about Loki and, having trust in him. And Fox Totem is involved here. You remember I told you about having that dream in the hospital. And I had another dream about the hospital, not last night, but the night before. And I was in a position of power now. And someone was with me. It was obviously Loki. And I was talking to a guy that was kind of not like a mechanic or anything, but he was in charge of these garage doors in the hospital that opened and shut. And I was asking him for help with my garage door opener. And he got really angry and exploded. He says, "I'm not going to show you how to open and close the doors. You know how to do it yourself." And I was like, okay. And I knew it was the hospital doors, and yet at the same time, it was like my literal garage door at home, which I had already figured out. I know, I just went in there and did something, and it worked. And I was like, okay, someone is telling me I can open and close the doors to what? To good health, to money, to whatever. What are they talking about? What god was this? And Loki, of course, says, "I'm not helping you. You have to figure this one out yourself." So I kind of put it aside because I'm like, I always just trip over the answer. If I go digging, I just dig myself a hole and fall in it. So, I had done the thing with crocodile and I looked up crocodile totem. I don't think I have crocodile for a totem, but I think if you keep running into an animal, you can go ahead and, look them up, see if anything resonates with you. And then today I went for a dive and I kept running into these great whites. And I guess what they do is that once you've completed the game, I guess they move where the animals are so that when you go on repeat dives to these wrecks and stuff, that it looks, looks amazing. And there were these great whites in these giant rays just, cruising around. And like the one was there when I first went down and I went this way and that way. And they were kind of following me. And they weren't, interacting the way she did. Sharks kind of do their own thing, but it was some kind of interaction. So I came out and I'm like, again, I don't think I have shark as a totem. But I went to look it up and it just wasn't resonating with me at all. It was like, okay, there's no lesson here. It's just the game being a game. And of course, fox pops up. Fox, there was an Arctic fox on Bing today, so now I have Arctic fox wallpaper. And fox videos have started popping up everywhere. So it was Fox going, "Hey, Fox, yeah, you forgot me? How'd you forget me? I talk to you every day, Fox." So a thing on Fox Totem popped up that I've seen before, but I watched it. And it reminded me of some stuff, and it was definitely Fox jumping in the middle. And sometimes Loki will answer us, but it takes him a long time. It can take weeks or months or even years. In my dream last night, there was a guy with me and knew it was Loki, and he was kind of following me around. And he came and he dropped a pile of money at my feet. And I knew it was, I'm literally coming into your dream and literally dropping money at your feet. What more proof do you need? I'm going to take care of you. So, and I've been praying for months, for like the last couple of years, for some kind of sign. So don't think that because Loki doesn't answer you the instant you want that answer, you're never going to get it. It can take years, and a lot of people don't realize there's parts of Loki's nature, you have to be extremely patient. He's going to answer you in his own time. The worst possible thing you can do with Loki, most cases, because he can always be contrary to anything I say, is to go up and demand action now or demand an answer now. That usually does not work well. If you work with him for a while, so he'll shut down and he'll get mad. You are not going to tell him what to do. It's like, well, there's a reason he's associated with foxes. If you can convince a fox that it's a fox's idea, or that's fun for the fox, foxes will actually be pretty chill and try to make you happy. And they do want to be friendly. But if you try to force the fox, you're not going to like the reaction you're going to get. even with so-called domesticated foxes or tame foxes. Um, you don't hit that fox. If you hit that fox, you just broke all the trust you ever had with that fox. There's a difference between some of the kind of disturbing videos I've seen on YouTube of foxes that are clearly traumatized, and the only reason they're just laying there is they're scared because they're a tiny animal, and they're usually locked in a pen, and they know that humans hurt them in the past. And the humans interacting with them in a way that you can tell they're being aggressive and being dominant. You don't have to interact that way with a fox. But foxes that are treated like babies or treated like family members or, treated like a fox, they're very loving and kind and they act like a fox, which is what a fox is supposed to do. If you ever see a video where the fox just looks stunned or it looks like a zoo animal, that kind of dead-eye look zoo animals get because their mind's broken from being in a cage so long, that's not good. And it was kind of Loki reminding me of, you're a fox. So be a fox. Have fun. Trust in the universe to give you what you want. Because fox people, even though I try to be logical, fox people aren't supposed to go with logic. We're supposed to go with our instincts of this thing will work, even though I don't know logically how it will work, and I don't know how it will come out, this thing will work. So that was good. And I knew it was Loki with the Arctic fox. I knew it was partially fox because it snowed today. So there's snow outside, and I've been sticking my head out of my den looking at the snow. And I wanted to go get fish and so much, so badly. And I didn't have fish money, and I wanted to go get fish. And then I remembered I had tuna in the cupboard. Because I go through these phases with how I eat, much like a fox. Like, there are days that I can't get enough tuna. And there are days that I look at tuna and I'm like, ugh, that's so gross. Tuna in a can. Ugh, who would eat that? And I'm that way with everything. I get, like, the turkeys, and I love it. Turkey. And then I'll have leftovers, and I'll look at it and be like, ugh, gross, turkey. And so I have to have that kind of foxy diet where that's why I buy such small portions of everything that I can have a little of this, a little of that. When I'm feeling down, I try to make what I call fox plate, which is a lot of your useful proteins like eggs and fish or meat or whatever you use for your protein, and healthy veg because they do like your vegetables. And by healthy veg, I usually mean those wasabi snaps. And, just, nuts, berries, stuff like that. Whatever I can get my little tiny paws on, which, is limited since I don't really have mobility to get out of the house. It's like, what can I afford to order online? I mean, if you had the money, you could get anything delivered to your house. But we're doing pretty good. And, it's going to be the end of the month pretty soon. So, those of you that are patrons, we want to thank you because, at the first of the month, I think, is when they charge you. I'm not sure. Patreon tells us something different every week, so I don't constantly update you guys. I'm like, I hope they're just telling you whenever they're doing stuff. And it'll be December pretty soon, so we're gonna be getting ready for kind of a Yule Christmas celebration. I don't know how that's actually going to work. Because we can have one feast, but we can't afford two, and I couldn't eat two. I would be so sick. And again, we don't know, will the friend contact me for Christmas? If she does, it'll only be like 3 or 4 days out, so it'll be a surprise. But yeah, we're looking forward to, December and having a good one. And like I said, I'm kind of zen about the help. If I receive the assistance that I need and, I applied for, I get it. If I don't receive it, there's nothing earthly I can do. Me worrying about it and getting hysterical won't, change anything. We usually, Lokeans, we're lucky. We get into these tight situations, and we might not like them, and we might resent them, and we might resent Loki, but we can usually squeak by. We're not going to get by in style, usually. Loki says, you had your days of getting by in style. You had your days. Now you don't. Tough. Because that's the kind of god he is. But, he has this point. I had, times in my youth when things were much easier. And, when you're a young person, things just seem a lot easier, but you know, it is what it is. But he's a good goat to work with, and Fox is certainly a good totem to work with. But it was funny that Fox felt the need to jump in front because Fox wasn't sure. I remember Fox because it's been a whole 20 seconds since Fox. Also, Fox. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.